Nate Harrington joins us now. It was nice for some people, but stormy for other parts of the area.
Yeah, our area was pretty much cut right down the middle. We had storms in the eastern section of the viewing area. We had nice conditions in the western portions of the viewing area as a cold front moved through. It got hot too before everything was said and done. So we had a mixed bag of weather for everybody today. Let's check it out. This is the clouds and the rainfall. You see some of the storminess, and if you cut a line up from Tifton down to Moultrie, Thomasville, Tallahassee, and the coastal counties, everything to the east, we saw some stormy weather starting at around 11 o'clock this morning and continuing on into the evening hours. Most of the rain was done by about 5 or 6 o'clock, but we did have a lingering severe thunderstorm in Lowndes and Lanier County, nothing serious, but we did have some pretty stormy weather in the eastern sections of the viewing area. But now everything has cleared up, and the cold front that we saw push through will now bring us some much more comfortable temperatures and humidity levels for tomorrow. It should be a very nice end to your weekend. Just one storm report. We did have a little bit of damage northeast of Dowling Park in Suwannee County, just to the west of Live Oak. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust reported there at around 11:15. But that was it. Nothing else as far as severe weather goes. We did have some severe heat, though. Tallahassee, 88 degrees. That's a couple degrees shy of a record, so not quite there, but hot, no matter how you slice it. But off to the north and west, where the cold front come through a little bit earlier, we saw low 80s, upper 70s, 79 in Blakely, 81 in Bainbridge and in Moultrie and in Thomasville. The humidity started to melt away, and we really saw some nice conditions this afternoon. As the sun set, nice purples and oranges and blues out on our megawatt Doppler cam. That sunset right at 7:50 this evening. Very nice. The clouds kind of add a little bit to it, and things should start to clear out. A mostly clear sky on the way for us for tonight. You see that temperature tracker? Temperatures soared up into the middle 80s and upper 80s this afternoon, then started to slack back off as the sun goes down. Right now, we're in the 70s and 60s. We've got 71 Tallahassee and Apalachicola, about 70 in Bainbridge, 64 a little bit cooler up in Blakely, 72 Valdosta, 68 in Moultrie and in Thomasville. And as you look, you see nothing out to our west. That cold front has slid on by. That's all good news. All the severe weather kind of off to our north in the Carolinas. That's where it's going to stay. We're setting the stage for a very nice end of our weekend and start of our work week. Details on that coming up. All right, we look out over the whole nation. You see that big area of low pressure that spun in Texas and the Midwest for a couple of days, finally ejecting off to the north and east. It drags that cold front down, and right behind it, some slightly cooler air, but much drier air will filter on in. You see not a whole lot of cooler weather behind it. Still 69 in Kansas City, 66 in Memphis. A little bit cooler, though, in the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. We see a little change in our temperatures for the next few days, but not much. You see those clouds start to melt away. All the rain is gone on Sunday. A very nice end to our weekend. Going into Monday, maybe a few more clouds, but I think mostly clear. Lots of sunshine for Monday afternoon and into Tuesday. And then we start to introduce more shower chances and maybe even a little bit more humidity by the time we get to later on in the work week. But still, a pretty nice start. Bright sunshine, some breeze out on the water for tomorrow. Northwest winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, and a light to moderate chop on the bays and protected waters. That water temperature coming up just a little bit too. Your tide times are posted online at wctv.tv/weather. You can find all sorts of other weather information on there as well. So mostly clear and a little bit cooler. I think middle and upper 50s for most folks, right near 60 near the coast. Bright sunshine, absolutely gorgeous day for Sunday. Warm but a comfy 80 degrees. I think the humidity goes bye-bye, and we really welcome in some nice conditions for Monday, the start of our work week, and into Tuesday. Those morning lows will be very comfortable in the low and middle 50s, and the 7-day planner looking pretty good. Best chance of rain we've got is next weekend. So it's a very nice days, although it's going to be back warm again, way above average. At least the humidity will be low for the first part of our work week.
That's the forecast we can all agree looks pretty good.
I think it looks nice.
All right, thanks, Nate. Well, so far most of the severe weather has been up in Georgia, but it's coming to Florida pretty soon.
Yeah, we've already got some severe weather in Jackson County and points off to the west of the Big Bend and the Panhandle, where most of our viewers are, but a lot of this is still in southern Georgia. Now, the line that we saw that was pretty impressive about 2 hours ago, it started to fizzle out, but we still have a tornado warning in effect for Coffee, Atkinson, and Clinch County, and there is the polygon right here. Right near Pearson is where the storm is. Now, there's no confirmed tornado as of yet, but National Weather Service radar continued to indicate one. What that means is conditions are favorable, and you just see that it goes off your screen. So a tornado warning not in effect anymore for anywhere in our viewing area, and that is actually the last warning in effect for the viewing area. This tornado warning off of our grid, so we won't have to worry about that. We will highlight some of the other areas that we were looking at, and that's where the tornado warning was. A pretty impressive looking cell that moved through southern Georgia near a dell just to the north of Valdosta, through Moultrie just to the south of Tifton a little bit earlier, and all associated with a big squall line that held together pretty well. Started around 7:15, 7:20, we started to see the severe thunderstorm warnings pop up, and they haven't stopped since. And the tornado warnings that we saw, nothing confirmed, but indicated by radar that good rotation and a good favorable atmosphere for tornado development, but nothing had materialized. Now, we're looking at this line of showers and thunderstorms, from the east of Mariana down through Liberty County, through to the west of Panama City. That's moving east at around 40 to 45 miles an hour. This is the second wave of showers and thunderstorms. Now, a lot of folks have been calling me from Tallahassee, from Leon County, asking when we're going to see it. We've been talking all night about it in southern Georgia, but it looks like in the next hour, hour and a half to 2 hours, this line will be making its way through most of Leon County, some of the more populated areas in our viewing area. Now, nothing severe out of this line just yet, but there isn't. It doesn't mean there couldn't be by the time we get to around midnight, say 1 o'clock in the morning, but we'll be here to keep you updated. The movement of the showers and thunderstorms over the last 3 hours, you see all the warning boxes that popped up in southern Georgia, not a whole lot in the Panhandle, just over Jackson County, and just to the very, very western tip of Gaston County. Really nothing to speak of in the Panhandle of Florida, but there will be later on tonight and into early Sunday morning. We'll keep you posted every step of the way right here. But as of right now, all clear in Florida. We'll have the rest of your 7-day forecast, including that President's Day week forecast, coming up. All right, so we saw what was going on locally in the bigger view. You see that area of low pressure that's spinning right near Alabama, the border of Alabama and Mississippi, all of that pushing off to the east at a pretty good clip, moving 45, 50 miles an hour. Once we get done with the heavy weather for tonight and early tomorrow morning, we should start to see breezier conditions for Sunday and everything starting to calm down. So just bear with us for another 4 or 5 hours. If you have to stay up, get a pot of coffee on. We'll let you know and keep you updated every step of the way while this severe weather threat is over. Low pressure system moves on out. High starts to move in by Monday, and that's when we see our windy weather continue. Maybe even a little cooler, too, by the time we get to Monday morning and into Monday afternoon. Some near average temperatures and not so muggy and nasty. See a little bit of sunshine that we haven't seen in a few days. Not the best day to be out on the water at all for tomorrow. Small craft advisory all day. Gale force winds are possible, especially a couple of miles offshore. Seas 8 to 10 feet and very rough in the bays and protected waters. Keep that boat and dock if you can tomorrow. Sunday tide times, Apalachicola, St. Mark's, Carabel, and Steinhatchee. These are online at WCTV.tv. So showers, thunderstorms, a pretty good bet for the Panhandle for the rest of the night tonight. Most of the stuff in southern Georgia starting to wrap up and starting to decrease in intensity, but still be on the lookout for any thunderstorms and keep it right here. We'll let you know every step of the way. Showers, thunderstorms for early tomorrow morning. Everything should be ending by around 8, 9 o'clock and then clearing and turning very breezy with northwesterly winds 15, 25 miles an hour. There's that 3-day planner. We'll stretch it out for the 7-day and show you getting a little topsy-turvy again for the middle of the work week. Rain chances Wednesday and Thursday and clearing out for next weekend. But of course, we're going to be watching the weather for tonight. We still have Lindsay Day and myself here. We'll keep you updated every step of the way.
All right, thanks so much, Nate.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Well, a little bit cooler than we saw yesterday, almost 10 degrees cooler in some spots. In the 50s now. We were in the 60s yesterday morning, 50 Tallahassee, 52 in Thomasville, and the temperatures are only going to get a little bit cooler as we approach sunrise. Still a whole lot of dry air out there for the morning time, too. So we've got low 50s, mid 50s throughout much of the area, but still hanging on to some 60s near the coast. Apalachicola at 61 degrees, Panama City at 62, but everywhere else, like we said, low 50s, because the cloud cover that we saw so thick yesterday started to erode just a little bit. Our clouds are moving in from the west instead of the east, and we've got winds that are going light too. So some clouds starting to move on in, some low-level clouds, maybe even a little bit of fog out there for the morning time. So if you see any, just use those low beams and be careful, give yourself a little extra time. But our big game changer for the week and the weekend ahead is going to be this cold front. Lots of showers and thunderstorms late yesterday and into earlier this week moved through the southern plains. We're talking about tornadoes and all kinds of severe thunderstorms. But as that line gets closer and closer to us, it is running into a little bit of dry air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and it is starting to break apart. By the time it gets to us, we are going to hope we find some rainfall by Thursday evening, maybe Friday morning, a sprinkle or two, and the lucky spots will get some rain. But what it does have behind it is a whole bunch of cold air. Very mild where you see the front and all the clouds, 59 Jackson, 71 New Orleans. But if you look way off to the north and to the west, you see a whole lot of blue, you see a whole lot of light blue, and that is very, very cold, cold Arctic air behind it. We can expect that by the time we get to the weekend, some of the coldest air we've seen so far this year. And here is the front. The low in the Great Lakes is bringing some snowfall to folks in Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan today. We've got hopefully some rain on the way by the time we get to Thursday. You check the time. Thursday morning, the front moves through. The best time for some rainfall, hopefully, will be on Thursday evening. But still, I think it's a little bit too much to be optimistic about. Those rain chances really are going to be minuscule. We check out futurecasts. We see the clouds moving on in by tonight. Then by Thursday, yeah, the clouds move in for the morning and maybe a sprinkle or two in the morning and the afternoon. The clouds move away and melt away by the afternoon time. On Friday, really setting the stage for a very nice Veterans Day and weekend ahead. There is Tropical Storm Sean. Still not the most impressive looking tropical system at all. You see the little spin, but not a whole lot of tropical characteristics with it. The details on Sean: maximum sustained winds at 50 miles an hour, moving very, very slowly to the west at 3. It will impact Bermuda, and really that is it as far as the impacts to any landmass are concerned. It's going to move off in the open waters of the North Atlantic very, very quickly by the weekend and out of our hair forever. Morning 50s. We've got patchy fog around and a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. Those winds are calm. I think most of the clouds are going to get scoured out by the afternoon time, and we'll see some of them, but it will stay warm. Highs near 80 today, way above where we should be for this time of year, 5, 6, 7 degrees above average. Maybe a slight sprinkle chance for the evening time, mild and humid. We'll see mid and upper 50s with a little bit of cloud cover, and then the changes start. By Thursday, we see those rain chances 30%. I'm being very, very optimistic with those 30% rain chances, and a whole lot cooler, though, with all the cool air moving on in. Friday, we really start to feel that. Veterans Day morning when you wake up, how about 37 degrees, high of 63. Perfect parade watching weather, though. It's going to be bright and sunny, but you're going to have that jacket, that light jacket, with you out there on Friday afternoon. And even by the weekend ahead, we could be talking about frost on the ground.
All right. That will be perfect parade weather.
It will be.
All right. Sounding good. Thank you.